Hey, we gonna party tonight or what?
Yeah, we are gonna party.
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
Hey, Lashy Kids and Driving Mutants. Or should I say, since it's Thursday, konnichiwa, and I almost started to say the wrong thing. I was going to say, if you are new here, annyeonghaseyo, and if you've been here before, domo haseyo, because we're going to Korea and Japan today again. And let me say hello to the chat first before we get started. Marty is in the house. He says, remember, folks, it doesn't hurt to leave a thumbs up unless you're a proctologist. Tony Man says, go, Marty, let him know. Tony Man also says, it is without any further ado, I bring to you What Did I Just Watch with your host, the incomparable Lady Shasha. I appreciate that. Hey, Swoop. Swoop like me says, hey now, how are you? And Swoop says, just popping up to show some support. Thumbs up, done. Thank you. I really appreciate you every time. Have you guys, I thought I did something. Have you guys been watching this series or is it just me just recounting stories? I actually thought that I wouldn't be able to keep up because I had gone a couple weeks without watching it. And I thought, my memory being what it is, that if I started back up watching episode 4, would I remember what had happened previously? And I did, just like that. started watching episode 4, and everything that happened previously in the series came right back to me. So I'm very thankful for that. But both of these series are pretty good. But I'm going to start with Hellbound, because that, I feel like not enough people talk about this show. It really is a great show. Let me get my imagery set up here, because I do have some images to share. But you know what? Before I do that, let me remember to tell you guys what I have going on this week, because I have a few things going on this week. Let me do it like this. There we go. And do like this. On my other channel, I am reviewing 90 Day Fiancé, and I just finished doing a review of 90 Day Fiancé Season 9 Tell All, which was a mess, as you can see by the thumbnail. Also wrapped up the season 2 of 90 Day Fiancé Love in Paradise, also on my other channel, which is Fashion Freak TV. I almost forgot to mention that. And then thirdly, I started reviewing 90 Day Fiancé UK, because why the hell not? And again, more fuckery, but just across the pond. And for Friday, we will be talking, or tomorrow, we'll be talking about RRR, which is an amazing Indian action epic film, Carter, and then Pray. So those are the church announcements. I see a couple more comments here. Tony says, pretty color on you, and I remember the whole snooze fest of Hellbound, but that's just me. To each their own. If you were falling asleep on Hellbound, I don't know what's wrong with you, because I feel like there's enough action. Phone Mickey Light says, hey people, did you know YouTube switched your channel to a kids channel? What do you mean my channel is a switched to a kids channel? How is that? I literally put in all my stuff not for children. You have to tell me more about this, Phone Mickey Latte. I don't know why my channel's a kids channel now. Marty says, need to get back into Hellbound, got Disney Plus and got sidetracked. Might be slow to reply, cooking supper, but got you on the background. I appreciate that. Yes, I just watched, speaking of Disney Plus, I just watched She-Hulk, and we will be talking about that later today on Hood Podcast. So be sure to be subscribed to Hood Podcast, because we will be covering that, at least talking about the first episode today, which I enjoyed. So let's get into, that's not what I want to see first. That's what I want to see first. Get into Hellbound. One thing I do want to mention, if you haven't watched these yet, anyone that might be watching this on the replay, is that both of these are available in their original language with subtitles, but they're also available in English dub. And I will say for both of these, the Korean language one, to me, it sounds a little bit better in the Korean language with the subtitles, but the English dub is good. It's not a bad dub, but not as good as the English dub for Ju-On Origins. That one, those actors are really acting, and I appreciate that. Whoever did the voice acting for Ju-On Origins, very, very good. Like, you barely could tell that it's a dub. You would really think, even the actors that they hired, their voices, a lot of times with dubs, their voices don't match what you're seeing on screen. But I noticed with the Ju-On series, they did find voice actors that their voice matches what we're seeing on screen. Hey, Bob is here. He says, what show are we on? We are talking about Hellbound, episode 4. And then after that, I'm going to talk a little bit about Ju-On Origins, also episode 4. I was going to try to do 2 episodes today, but I just didn't have time to watch 4 and 5. So this show is only going to be about both episodes 4. And then next week we'll do episode 5. Because like I said, I'm going to be talking about She-Hulk a little bit later on Hood Podcast. So the show starts out with these gentlemen that are from, what's it called? The New Truth. I never remember the name of that church. The New Truth. And they have this crazy ad. I tried to find it so I could show it to you, but it's not on YouTube. But they made this crazy propaganda type ad about people being sinners, and that if you're a sinner. The hell, I'm going to call them Hellions. The Hellions are going to come for you and you need to repent. And so they even have like this little girl talking about her father's a sinner because of the videos he has on his computer and how he used a corporate credit card on personal affairs. And I think we met him last episode. Young Jae. Young Jae is like a producer that is working on these commercials for the New Truth. Foamy Lady says they turned off notifications. When I tried to switch it back on, it wouldn't allow me to because of kid content. I don't have any. I have to figure out what that's about. That's weird. I'll look into that. Thank you, Foamy Latte, for letting me know. Tommy says, I always watch movies and shows in the original audio. I'm too used to old ass kung fu flicks with horrible voice actors. Yeah. There's a huge difference between like the voice acting that we grew up with versus the new voice acting. They really try to hire actual people that are going to act out with the emotion. But like I said, for Hellbound, I prefer the original language, mostly because of the characters that are the Arrowhead. Like the actors that are doing the voice acting, they don't put enough oomph into the Arrowhead. Whereas if you listen to the Korean language Arrowhead actors, it's like, or actors that play the Arrowhead characters, it's like over the top, really over the top dramatic. Bob says, okay, cool. After one of those are done, School Tales another great. Yeah, my sister just told me about School Tales today. So I'm going to check that out. I believe that one is from Thailand. Someone says, Fo, she had a ping. It's all good now. Well, the ping was on my other channel, wasn't on this one. But I disputed it and my other videos back up. So that's cool. But for what I just watched, there's no reason why that should be listed as a children's channel. I've noticed it does that on other channels too. Kids content sounds like the world's creepiest DJ. Yes. I hope it doesn't screw up my algorithm stuff. But what was I saying? Yeah. Young Jae is let me see, it should be the next one. Oh, I don't want to show that one yet. Hold on. He's a producer working on this commercial. I almost forgot what my words were today. Yeah, speaking. Can you do it? I try. Young Jae is this producer that's working on this commercial for, or ad campaign, I should say, for the New Truth. And he is very skeptical and he's not feeling these dudes at all. And he's also stressed out because he just had a baby and a newborn, like within hours. And he really wants to leave work early to go see his newborn baby. I think it's a boy. And so he's really not trying to hear that. But his boss tells him he's got to stay late and recut the commercial for them. And of course, he doesn't like that. And he has a partner that's also supposed to be editing with him, a partner in business. His name is, I wrote down his name because you know me, I am not good at remembering names. Ju-On. And Ju-On's acting real skittish like, and so everybody's kind of like ignoring that Ju-On's acting skittish. But then later on, when Young Jae says that he has to stay late and he needs Ju-On to come and help him with the editing, he's like, no, I gotta go. I gotta do something with my wife, which is a total lie because he sees on his desk that there's like this little business card, and on the back of the business card, well, the business card is for like a loan place, but on the back of the business card was like this little note to meet at or go to a certain dock. And so he doesn't think much of it, and he just kind of goes on about his business. So then he decides that he's going to try to leave because he does have another person that's working there. I didn't catch the lady's name, but she was in the editing suite, and she said she would kind of help him cover for him a little bit. So he was on his way to the hospital, but he's calling his wife and she's not answering the phone. So they think that he's thinking she's asleep, and visiting hours are kind of over by this point anyway, so he might not be able to go. But then he gets a phone call from Ju-On's wife asking where her husband is, if he knows where her husband is. And he's like, I thought he left early to go do something with you. And she was like, no, I got these loan sharks that came by the house looking for him, saying that he owes them money. And can you find him? Because I think he's in trouble. Hold on. Tony Man says, that's what it was. Hellbound switched stories on a dime. That's what threw me off and made me annoyed. that it didn't annoy me, especially since in the first, I would say the first quarter, like they dead ass killed a main character. Like you think that you're gonna follow this person's story, and then episode 3 they out of here, and then it switches to Young Jay's story, and it does a time jump forward. I think it jumped forward by like 4 or 5 years, which is very interesting because this series, remember, this series only has 6 episodes, but they told a lot of story in 6 episodes. So, Young Jay's in the car, and after he gets off the phone with, I never remember the other dude's name, Jung-won. Jung-won's wife, he decides, okay, I'll help you out. I'll see if I can go find him. And he remembers about the address on the back of the business card for the loan shark. So then he goes down to that like pond thing. I think it was like a pond or a lake. It's like a fishing place. It had like these little cabins set up for them to go fishing. And before he gets there, he gets accosted by the Arrowhead. They're acting like some kind of whack ass neighborhood watch. And so they pull up and they're like, what are you doing here? Your car looks like it's from Seoul. What you doing all the way out here in the woods? And he's like, it's none of your business. And they're like, well, you have a broken tail light out and you're probably a sinner who's cheating on their wife anyways. And so he's like, well, I work for a TV station, so I'm just getting some location shots. And they don't really believe him, but they let him go anyways. So he finally makes it down to the dock, and I didn't say this guy's name 3 times and still don't want to remember it. Jung-won. I don't know why I don't remember Jung-won's name, but I remember Young Jay's name. Don't ask me why. Anyways, Jung-won is sitting on the dock, and he's just chilling there because he's expecting the Hellions to come and kill him, and he didn't want to do it. He didn't want it to happen publicly, so that's why he went out to the woods at the time that, you know how when they receive the decree will tell you, okay, you have so many hours or so many days until you're I forgot what they call it. I'm going to call it a reckoning, but he was sitting there just waiting for his reckoning, and Young Jay is trying to drag him out of the docks, out of the water. He's like, no, get away from here. I don't want you near me because these creatures are about to come and mess me up, and I don't want my wife to know about it. Just tell her that you couldn't find me. Act like you don't know nothing about what's about to happen. Just go on about your life and just pretend you don't know nothing about what's happening. And this scene was really, really good because when those creatures came through, it was a really nice combination of CGI and practical effects, because the creatures are fully CGI creatures, but the way they wrecked Jung-won's body, let me see. I might be able to show you the scene. Hang on. I may just be able to show you the scene. Let's see if we could do this. Demonstration. That's what they call it. A demonstration, not reckoning, but you know. Okay, let me change the speed here. And I also want Tony Man to see what the hell he slept through. You're saying you slept through this show. I have to put the speed a little bit slower than faster. Okay. And this clip is only a minute long, so I think I should be okay. Okay, let me look at the comments before I hit play. Bob says, I've been watching a lot of good movies on Shudder, like Marionette and What Joshua Saw. I haven't heard of Marionette, but I have heard of What Joshua Saw. Let me take a screen capture of this comment so I can remember to look up Marionette. Shudder does have some pretty good releases coming up. I know that. I feel like there's so much to watch and not enough time to watch it all. Tony says Young Jock is going down. Yeah, not Young Jock, Young Juan. Okay, here goes the scene.
Oh. Oh.
Come on, internet, work with me.
차 타고 왔어. 왜? 부족해라 제발. 이런 일 들었어. 응?
The show is not edited like this. I think that the person who uploaded this edited it this way so that they don't get taken down. But the show is not edited this way.
좀 있으면 지옥에 갈 거야. 나못 보여주겠어. 너 이제 가. 형. 가 이 새끼 오지 마. 너 그냥 가 이 새끼야.
I wish that was a clearer copy, but that was a pretty cool scene. Whoever this person, K-Drama Infinity, shout out to you. I see you have the avatar from Squid Game. But yeah, that was really cool the way they did that scene. Also, I think that it helped the storyline along a lot. And I'll tell you why, because there is a reveal. Let me switch this back to my other thing here. What the heck? There we go. Because Young Jae couldn't go to the hospital right away, his wife was like, well, let me go ahead and record the baby. And then that way, when you come by, I can show you the video of, their first couple hours. But what happens is, and I didn't find a screen capture of this, but she goes to record the baby. How about one of those, I don't know whether you want to call them angels of death, thing shows up and tells the baby, the infant, the newborn, the person that's literal minutes or hours old, that they have a decree because they're a sinner. A baby. And the reason why I bring that up and why I want you to see that other scene is because to me, that is really good writing. Because now, like if you didn't have that scene at all, and you just had Young Jae go to the hospital and have his wife tell him that the baby had a degree, he might still be skeptical because the way he was at work. But having that scene happen after he saw what happened to Jung-won, it makes it more impactful, because now he has in the back of his mind, if his son has this decree, what just happened to Jung-won is going to happen to that baby. I don't know. I thought that was a pretty good way to tell a story. I don't know. What do you guys think? Were you guys able to see that scene? It was really dark and kind of grainy, but that's the best I could do. This is how it should have looked as far as like clarity. Like when you watch the series, this is how clear it actually was. And then later on, there's two groups now. There's one group of people that showed up and they pulled Young Jae out of the water and told him to, act like he didn't see nothing. And so he ended up going on his way. But then the second group that came through were the new, what do they call themselves again? The New Truth. I don't know why that's so hard for me to remember. Tony said, yeah, that made zero sense to me. It's a baby. Why is that creature talking to the baby? It can't comprehend what it is saying anyways. Bob says the movie where J.K. Simmons plays a demon-possessed glory hole is out as well, called Glorious. I have never heard of that. I've never heard of that, but I feel like that goes along with Killer Condom. And there was another movie called The Special that I think it came out last year that was about this box that this guy was paying to do things to. I might review The Special. I think that might have been on Shudder also. I'll have to check those out. And Glorious. Yeah. So right now I feel like the show, well, I can't say it's picking up because it started out from Go. Like the very first episode, the very first scene in the very first episode started out on Go. So I can't say the show picked up. I should say it's maintaining its steam pretty well, in my opinion. I guess I will move on to Ju-On. Let me look. I took some notes. Did I forget anything? No, everything that I said I remembered. Very, very cool. Now, this episode of Ju-On kind of jumps back and forth through time. It jumps back to, well, it jumps back to 1995 at first. And this is his name, Odajima. Odajima is interviewing a prisoner obviously in prison about a murder that he's convicted of. Bob Gunter says that technically is according to the Christian religion. That's why babies get baptized, because they get their sins washed away. Oh, didn't know that. I've heard of the concept of original sin, but I always thought that it was associated with Catholicism. Don't forget Spanx, stank face, and a greasy strangler. I think it means slacks. Slacks, yeah, that's another one. Stank face, the greasy strangler, unless you're a BS artist. That's right. Bullshit artist. Okay, now where was I? Let's make this larger. I don't like how that display looks. I should have made that larger. So I was saying Odajima's interviewing this gentleman that's in prison for committing a murder. And the story jumps back to 1995 in that he's talking about when he committed a murder, what actually happened. And then it jumps back to this pregnant lady that we catch up with. Her name is Chie Misaki. And we learned that she's not pregnant by her husband. She's pregnant by this other guy that's her friend. And she tells him in the most cold way that the baby's not his. And so they start fighting like War of Roses. And he's trying to force her to drink all this wine. And she doesn't want to drink the wine. What happened in between? Oh, yeah, he stopped because he got sick to his stomach and he ran to the bathroom to go to vomit, and she stabbed him in his side with a knife. And so they continue to fight. He finally gets the knife out of her hand and he ends up slicing her throat. But then all of a sudden he decides he wants to save the baby that's not his. I don't know why he had a change of heart to try to save the baby. So then dude cuts her stomach open and does like a C-section basically, and takes the fetus out because it wasn't a baby yet. It wasn't ready to be born yet. It's still a fetus. He takes the fetus out. I think I got some imagery of that. Well, not the actual cutting of the fetus out because new YouTube standards, I don't think you can show that. But I can show him cradling the fetus in these garments here. And so he's walking around with the fetus, and suddenly it stops breathing because, I mean, it should be in the NICU. He should have went directly to a hospital because the fetus is not a fully baked baby. And so he buries it in the yard of the house. And if you are familiar with Ju-On, then you know what house is the house. Tommy says, you're not a BS artist. You're a Rudy Patootie disco cutie. It's Rudy Tootie. It's Rudy Tootie disco cutie. I can believe I remember that line as well. Tommy says, now I have to watch Ju-On by myself. I'm not scared. Oh, you haven't seen the half of it. Where this episode is going. Oh, let me finish. So he buries the fetus in the yard of that house. Now, guess who lives in that house? Apparently, the man who impregnated, I wrote down his name, Keiichi. Keiichi's wife lived in that house. And so Keiichi went in that house and killed the man, and his name was Nobu. Yeah. Keiichi went in the house and killed Nobu for impregnating his wife. And you just see Nobu hanging from, like, he's in the stairwell, just like hanging. And then you see what looks like on the stairs, like excrement, like this dude crapped himself when he was hanging. Like, sometimes the Japanese go too far, but you know, it's Japan. Bob Gunter says, I think the wine was poisoned. Oh, that's true. That's probably why she wanted him to drink the wine so bad. Hey, Jay from Hood Podcast is here. He says, what up? Jay, I don't know if you were here earlier, but I already mentioned that we were going to be talking about She-Hulk, which is why I'm wearing this color, by the way. Because, I mean, I grew up on the Hulk. The old TV show, The Hulk. That's how old I am. But I'm really enjoying She-Hulk. But like I said earlier, if you're coming in late to the room, make sure that you are subscribed to Hood Podcast so you can hear us talk about She-Hulk later on tonight. Looking mad angry in that green. Yes. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Okay, so back on this fetus stuff. So, dude, after he's been interviewed by Odajima, he goes back to his cell. Now, this is all told in flashback. This whole thing with him and the fetus is all told in flashback. He goes back to the cell, and this is where I said this might be one of my favorite shows. He gets haunted by the fetus. The fetus was eating his food. And I was like, what the hell? The fetus was eating this man's food in the cell and haunting him. I was just... I'm at a loss for words. Great practical effects work, though, and great. I don't know whether there's animatronics or puppetry that I got to see, but the fetus was moving. Tommy says, I'm agreeing with Envy that you watched it, and I have to wait until later to check it out. Oh yeah, because you're still at work. Yeah, I think you'll like it though. I think it's pretty good. But yeah, so the fetus was eating his food, and it ended up like crawling up his leg. I wonder if there's hold on, I'm going to check YouTube and see if there is a fetus scene. Because describing this scene is not giving it justice. Oh, that's a carnage count. Let me see. I'm going to play this and see if it... Okay, this is a carnage count. So, spoiler alert. If you don't want to be spoiled, I would say just look away from the screen for like the next 4 minutes. And let me change the... Okay, playback speed. It's done. Here we go. Bob says it crawls in his mouth. Creepy. Yes, it does. And Tori says the baby looked real, not some sci-fi original CGI. Oh, it was. It was definitely practical effects.
The following video is a statistical breakdown of deaths. Therefore, it will contain graphic imagery and spoilers. Your discretion is advised.
Let me see if I can. Well, I'll let that play. Oh yeah, I forgot about the telephone one. Mind you, in this scene, the girl standing in the doorway ordered this dude to kill her mother. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. Yeah, this is the couple I was talking about that was fighting. And then this is, oh, I guess they're going to show the C-section. They cut it out a little bit. For YouTube, they did cut it out a little bit. Because in the show, they showed his hands going in the stomach and pulling the fetus out. So they did edit this for YouTube. There's the other guy hanging. And this is the scene I was talking about. That looks great. I don't care what anybody says. This is going too far. Look at the little hand. Oh my god. Look at this. That's it. I won't spoil more than that. You see how if I just try to describe that scene, it's not the same as seeing it. This show really was surprising to me. I did not expect that to happen at all. Let me see. Do I have any other imagery I want to share from that show? I think that's all that. Yeah, that's everything. So what do y'all think? Tony says there's going to be some kids complaining about this now. Why would kids be complaining about this? Because they think that this is a kid's show, that it's not. Bob says, I love the face he had. Like, you think the funeral director would be able to fix his face. Maybe he couldn't because of the ghost. Yeah, I want to say there was a line where they said that they couldn't fix his face. Man, that went by pretty quickly. Did I forget anything? Yes, I did. Towards the end, Odajima's still investigating the situation, and he finds out about he finally finds where the house is, and he's been looking for this house because, plot twist, he used to live there. He lived there until he was 5 years old, and that's why he feels compelled to keep investigating. And at the same time, he's still working with the actress. Is her name Haruka? Yeah, Haruka, and the social worker, which I can't remember the social worker's name, but they're still working with him because the social worker still feels bad about what was the little boy's name? Toshio? I think his name was Toshio. And she says that she wishes that she had taken Toshio out of the house earlier than when she tried to take him out. I think they need to knock that house down. Yeah, they were saying that in the episode. Odajima's like, why do they let this house still stay up there? And one of the other, I guess, news investigators were like, well, the killings are not brutal enough for them to burn the house down. These are just like regular standard killings, so people forget about it after a couple of years, and then they're able to resell the house to someone else. But like after a while, if you well, no, I take that back. I was gonna say after a while, why would you keep reselling this house if people keep dying? And that's exactly the reason why you keep selling it. You're making way more money by reselling the same house over and over again. I think that's all I really have about those two episodes. This is why I wanted to do 2 episodes today instead of just the one. But like I said, I didn't have time to watch episode 5 of both. Notice how I slick just did like this because my ring got caught in my hair. Everything gets caught in my hair. But there was something else I was going to ask y'all about. Don't remember what it was, but I just remember that Orphan First Kill comes out tomorrow. Not sure whether I'm going to go and see it because I really don't want to go to any movie theaters right now because I'm afraid of the monkeypox. I don't know if that seems odd, but I saw a dude on TikTok that went to McDonald's and he had monkeypox all in his hand and up his arm going to the freaking McDonald's. That was so disgusting. Like, why would you do that? Just, ugh, ugh. And all I can think of is, what if I go and I sit in a movie theater chair and the person that sat in the chair before me had a monkeypox or COVID or whatever other thing is going around? Like, I can't take it. As much as I would love to go to the movies. Well, I actually thought about this. I thought about actually taking Clorox wipes with me and wiping down the chair before I sit in it. But I was like, is it worth that? No, I'll just wait till it comes to streaming, even though I'm really, really interested in seeing The Orphan, or it's not The Orphan, it's Orphan First Kill. That and Pearl. I think Pearl is coming out soon too, isn't it? Let me check and see when Pearl is coming out. Out of curiosity, have any of you started watching Sandman or Paper Girls? Because I started watching those. Oh, Pearl doesn't come out till September? Why did I think it came out in August? Oh, Pearl, I was like thinking it was coming out this month, but it's not. It's coming out in September. Matter of fact, let's look at upcoming horror movies and see what we find. You know what? There were a couple trailers I wanted to watch. I had them in my save to watch later. Maybe I'll do that for the last part of this, since I ran out of steam talking about Hellbound and Ju-On. Yeah, these are just, yeah, I think I'll do that. Let me go back to here and I'm going to pull them up. That's right. Bob Gunter says the lion one. I think it's called Beast. I'm hearing positive things about it. Let me see here. Hang on, I'm just trying to find them. I got to scroll through so much stuff here, because I put a lot of stuff on my watch later. Did you know somebody had uploaded the entire movie of Android? And I wanted to watch that. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, and I barely remember it, but I want to watch it as an adult. I don't know if you remember the movie Android. It's from like maybe early to mid 80s. There they are. Okay, there's one movie that's called Margot. Let's check out that trailer. It's from Paramount, so hopefully it'll be on Paramount Plus, because I'm not trying, like I just said, I just finished saying, not trying to go to the movies. Bob says, I want to see it, but I've seen the trailer too many times. Yeah. And also check out the trailer for Glorious. Good idea. I will look that up after this one. Okay, so let's make sure we got the... Okay, playback speed. I'm actually going to speed it up just a pinch. Here we go.
Whoa, damn it, Drew! Get out of here, man! I'm not looking. Okay, that is new. Glad you guys are still finding ways to spice things up. We're leaving in 5, okay?
These are the amazing people I'm going to be spending the break with. Group shot.
I kind of wanted to save the surprise, but whatever, I'll tell you guys now. It's a smart house, so I'll send you guys away. Okay, let's do this! Now you guys are excited. Told you I'd come through.
Wow.
Andrew Collins. You go by Drew, right? Welcome home.
Yeah, I don't like how this house is talking already.
To cater to your every need.
So she's like the house, or what?
Most people just call me Margot.
Kidding?
Now go explore.
Yo, those like tentacle-like arms remind me of, if you've ever read the book Demon Seed. It was made into a movie in maybe the late 70s, early 80s, but they didn't have the technology to show how the armature of the house would be. But the way those popped out of the counter reminds me how it was described in the book Demon Seed. I don't know if anybody remembers that. Tomer says, I'm here. I'm just packing my ish. No problem.
Come along into my paradise. I have quite the weekend in store for you. What is this? This entire place is one gigantic 3D printer.
Don't tell me you can't handle this.
Oh, this looks like it's going to be gross.
This is something I've been working on for a long time.
Margot!
Get me out of it!
Can't move.
Oh, this actually looks entertaining.
What the hell did you do to them?
And I can't wait to show you what else I have in mind. Get out of this house. Who wants to party?
Margot, stop!
But we haven't reached the climax yet.
Oh, is there a release date? Okay, on digital and on demand in September 9th. Okay, cool. Bob says, I'm back. Had to take a call from my dad. No problem. That sounds like Alexa. Don't say. I just said the name out loud before you read. I read, don't say the name out loud. Bad Brittany. Hey, what's up, Bad Brittany? Welcome to the stream. Says, this could be interesting. It does look interesting to me. Bob says, is the house alive? I think it's supposed to be AI. Horror Retrospective says, howdy, howdy. Pardon my late entrance. I noticed you were on. No problem. You're welcome whenever you can come through. I'm always just thankful that you stopped by. Bob says, I would love to see a wall Gina eat a person in a horror movie. Faux Mickey Latte says, just having those online security cameras in a house creep me out. Smart houses are too much. Yeah, I've had this conversation with my sister because, like you said, I have an Amazon Echo right there, and there's so many things that you can buy to go with the Amazon Echo. Like you can buy like your stove and microwaves, everything to be controlled by it. The only thing I have it controlling is just my Spotify playlist. I can tell it when to play Spotify, and I tell it to turn the lights on and off. But other than that, I won't go further because it's creepy. I'm not. It has the mechanism to put the locks on your house. I won't do it. I can't trust it yet. It's too early in its infancy for me to trust it with the locks on my house. For this reason, because of the movies like this. Okay, let me see if I can find what was the movie Bob said it was called. Glorious. Okay, 2 weeks ago, Shudder. Let me just check, make sure. Okay, we're good. There we go.
Hi, it's Brenda. I'll call you back.
Hey, Brenda. Wes, calling you again. I just needed to hear your voice.
I love you very much.
You know, some things may seem broken. Usually just means you stop trying.
Everything all right over there, my friend?
I'm not much of a bathroom talker.
You're not at least a bit curious as to what I have to say.
I'm just not into conversations with random dudes hiding out in bathroom stalls.
No one is coming to help you, friend.
Anybody! So you're a guy living in a rest stop bathroom in a stall that's glory hole adjacent.
I am he. I am that God. The universe has a favor to ask. You need to satisfy my physical form. There's only one part of you that can do that.
I'm not doing it. I don't care how many people it saves.
Total annihilation of all life in the universe.
Your feelings tear you up inside, pure and raw. That's what I need from you.
What did you do, Wes?
Yeah.
I wish I'd driven the extra 40 miles to the next rest stop.
That wouldn't have helped.
Why? Is there a troll living in that one?
This one have to. I don't know how it's going to hold my attention for more than 15 minutes because I don't really like bottle films. The concept is interesting to me, but I don't feel like this should be a whole movie. It's should be part of a like half an hour horror anthology series. I don't see it as having more than half an hour of story unless there's a whole nother section of the movie that we're not seeing in the trailer. Bob says, I have, and I won't say her name because she's going to respond to me if I say her name, with some lights. Hey, I wrecked that cam filter, LOL. I recommend that cam filter. Tony says, I just saw on the news that you can buy a smart toaster and toast your bread from an iPhone or Android for $350. Yeah, I'm good. I can still just walk in the kitchen and just hit the toast button. What you call a cow with no legs? Brian, I have no idea what you call a cow with no legs. Let me cue up the next trailer because that was so random. But welcome to the stream, Brian. Okay, what's the other one? Sissy. Okay, we're good. Ground beef. Okay, good one. What you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. All right, let's check out Sissy, which I think might be on Shudder too.
Sincerely, Cecilia, reaching 200,000 followers. Wow. I'm giving all of my friends 50% off my new bespoke non-allergenic therapy rugs.
Needed this trend. The world needs more people like you.
Sissy? Oh my God, it's you. It's been like 12 years? You remember me, right? Yeah.
I just can't.
I'm jealous of her hair. No matter what I do, my hair will never be big enough. Like I try. This is as much as I can do. And this is I used mousse to get it to look this big. But I want it to look like that.
Picture myself without her.
I was thinking about you the other day, and now here you are. You should come to my hens weekend.
Die.
So what's your thing?
Are you like a model?
No, definitely not. She's an influencer.
An influencer?
Well, I'm more like a mental health advocate.
I'm sorry, but I can't help but find it all a little bit ironic. Once upon a time, she lost her mind and she tried to murder me. I'm not a sissy! Of all people, sissy is preaching mental health.
Cecilia.
What are you, rebranding?
When we form a circle around ourselves, we are reminded that we carry with us an invisible boundary. No one enters but us. It's our very own safe space. And we never, ever have to leave it.
Hey, friends. Cecilia is not as sincere as you think she is.
I am loved. I am special. I am enough.
It's supposed to be me and Emma. That was supposed to be us. Stop the car.
I am doing my best.
Stop the car!
I'm confused as to whether she's supposed to be a killer or the blonde girl's supposed to be the killer or what's happening. Is there a release date? Nope, no release date showing. Let me see if it's in the... No. Tony says, these damn kids and their kid jokes. Those are more... No, that was more of a dad joke or an uncle joke than a kid joke. What do you call the pickle that's in charge? And Bob says, the big dill. And Horror says, this one's a little too weird for me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one. Do I have any other ones that I wanted to check out? Let me see. I think that might be it. I don't see any other, unless you guys have some. Well, there was another movie that Bob had mentioned. What was it? I took a screen capture of it. I'll look for that one to see if there's a trailer for that one. Let me see here. I just took a screen capture of it, so it should be. Oh, that's weird. Marionette. That's what it was called. Hopefully it'll be a creepy doll movie because I like creepy doll movies. Now this one's coming up, Marionette. That's from 2018. Here's Marionette 2021. Okay, let's check it out.
Dr. Winter, good to meet you finally. You've got a few hours before your first session.
Hi, Manny. What are you drawing, Manny?
I'd like to get hold of his file from his former residence.
Best to make a fresh start with this patient.
Tell me about this drawing.
An accident.
Was it on the news?
I made it happen.
Do you see images in your mind?
There's a gun in your drawer.
Has Manny been in my room maybe before his session or after?
No.
Yes, it's a creepy kid movie.
Kill him before he kills you.
Ever since I got here, it all seems so unreal.
That's where all the trouble begins. Thinking.
You made it real by opening that drawer.
It's the way we think about the world. End up being our world.
Stay with the facts. There must be an explanation for all this.
God is with us. Tell me about the man.
The man with the messy hair.
Shouldn't he be saved?
No.
I want to play games.
Stop!
I'm in control.
That draw is real. Everything will cease to exist.
How come in these creepy kid movies nobody ever beats that kid's ass? Draw this. I'm just kidding. I don't condone violence against children. Tommy says, what did the glass-eyed prostitute say to the John who loved her and wanted to see her again? I'll keep an eye out for you. Oh my God. That's really, really bad. Y'all are telling me bad jokes after bad jokes, like back to back to back. No more. No more. I'm just about to end the stream anyway because I really ran out of steam and I'm hungry. And I don't want to just sit here just babbling because I don't have much else to talk about. But yeah, I think next week, because I got through those 2 episodes so fast, I think next week I will just go ahead and do episodes 5 and 6 of both Hellbound and Ju-On Origins, because this stream went by so fast. Because I mean, I can't say a lot didn't happen. It was just really, really easy for me to talk about it quickly. Anyways, let me get out of here. Even the cat is hollering at me. You hang on. You'll be all right. Wait, Tony Man says, do you remember the trailer that someone requested for you to watch? It was old times and creepy looking. No, I don't remember. Tell me what that is before I close up shop. Brian says, last one, why didn't the skeleton go to prom? I don't know. Why didn't the skeleton go to prom? Why does a part of me want to change my... He didn't have no body. Mm-hmm. A part of me wants to change my default picture on Twitter to the baby, or I'm sorry, the fetus eating the dude's lunch or dinner. Somebody's got to have that as a default picture, the fetus eating somebody's dinner from Ju-On. So, I mean, if you can let me know what that trailer is, let me know, and I'll pull it up, because I can't remember what it was. You said it was old times and creepy looking. That's not ringing a bell. Bob says the movie goes places at the end. I'm sure you're talking about Glorious. And Bob also says the last podcast is doing a series on Salem. Check it out. Will do. It was English and there was creepy hauntings, I think. Well, I can't remember the... If you can't give me the title, then I can't remember what that is. What trailer that is for an English movie with creepy hauntings. If you think of it, let me know. And when I come back on tomorrow, I will look at that trailer, because I will be back here tomorrow. Let me get myself ready to get out of here. I should say thank you all for coming by, because I had a good time talking to y'all. Even though we barely talked about the subject matter, I still have a good time. So thank you. Kamsahamnida, arigato, all of that. And let me get out of here.
hey, 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 hey.